you burn bridges. Say you're the poet and the prophet, but you never saw me coming. Always you wanna spin it around, but the truth's still the truth. Nothing you can do. I feel it in my bones. Won't bring me down.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at the foot of the Rockies, just west of downtown Denver at Empower Field at Mile High. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Denver Broncos. Games out of the way, time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And the Mile High air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Down. 52 Blue. Ready.
Now ETN to strike the drive. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. When you look at this Bronco defense, against the pass, they're toward the middle of the league, number 15 in the NFL.
They absolutely have to avoid the penalties, have to walk that line between being aggressive and the ones that get you in trouble. The illegal contact, pass interference calls, they've got to make sure that they don't have those.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's 2nd and 10.
Come on, ready?
ETN once more. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10.
Here we go. 33, yellow, black ultra. Ready.
Young. Look in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
Oh, that's a big let off there on 3rd down because you've got to account for the running back coming out of the backfield. They didn't, and they got burned, not just for a 1st down, but for big yardage as well.
Red, yellow, ready, set.
Here's Young. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing the throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 6. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And my goodness, they're now out of timeouts here in this first quarter. 2nd and 6.
Hut. Black, 95. Hut.
On the ground, it's the rookie from Alabama. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? This defense for the Broncos, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Let's go. Zone red. 10 black. Cut.
Here's Young from the shotgun. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down. It won't be by much. He needed 3, and he got 3, barely. But the mark shows first down.
A 4-yard pickup on the play.
To throw, Young. Screenplay. Here's ETN. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a first down here. But we know that he can get first downs with his arm and his legs, Charles. And there, when he gets outside of the pocket, the defense has to account for both, and he's able to complete it for the first. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Travis Etienne, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Panthers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Ryan Fitzgerald now to add the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead.
Panthers 7, Broncos 0. Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Nix from the shotgun. He'll swing this out to Harvey. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
A short throw to Ingram. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. What a play that turns out to be, 36 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now the Central Florida product is R.J. Harvey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. The Broncos 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener. Now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
To throw, here's Nix. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That's good for a first down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Harvey now, 1st and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a play to take note of there for the defense, I think, in the future. If you're going to try and block him, maybe you get a guard to help double-team him and try and steer him out of the play. They should have done it on that snap.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Nick's going to tap this forward. A great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
Motion. Chill.
They'll try and throw. Here's Nix. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for him. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a fourth down. Well played.
And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Now a 2nd and 10.
Ready. Red. Cycle. Red. 38.
Now Young. This is caught by McMillan. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His first catch, good for 14 there and a first down.
Ready. Break.
First down,
Come on, Saints. 52 blue. Ready.
Now here's Young. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. He had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he pulled a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That one good for 37 yards.
So often on these RPOs, we see the ball get from the quarterback to the receiver in what feels like a nanosecond. But on this play, he actually cleared coverage downfield a bit before the ball got to him. The net result, though, a considerable gain.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Ready. Bombers, bombers, bombers. Captain, 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 captain. 2 to 12.
Nix to the air. Setting up a screen for Harvey. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. R.J. Harvey, his second touchdown on the season. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is now 10-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Set. Ready.
Straight ahead, Etienne. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
Set hut. 45, 6, mega, blue striker, 0 green, Tito blue, hut, hut.
Young. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. So on fourth down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowski to punt this one away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is taken at about the 14. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. From the 33, here's a second down and 6.
Ready.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. Now he'll tuck this and run. Boy, a dangerous throw there. Fortunate for him, it'll wind up incomplete.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
Hold on, set. Ready. Bombers, bombers, bombers.
Now it's Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Still going. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
No gain on the play. Leads to second and goal at the 3-yard line.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Kill. Almost set. Ready. Line it even, hut.
And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. Bo Nix with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Broncos are able to stretch out their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy. The 30-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
That was well defended. They clamped down on every available receiver. Just got to give the win to the defense on that snap.
Ready. Come on, set. Right. Ready.
Young will set to throw. And that's going to be caught downfield by Brown. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That was good for 26 and a 1st down.
Down.
A gain of 26 yards.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Off the play fake, Young. They'll find McMillan here.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The 1st down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Young to throw it. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the Panthers going to use the 1st of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the 1st half. Would have been right at about a 52-yard field goal try, but no, they are going to go for this thing on 4th down.
60 red. Go red. Red, yellow. Field, black. Tag.
Young now. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with a 17-7 lead, maybe they're just looking to get into the locker room. Here's Nix. And this one into the hands of Ingram downfield. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 48 yards.
First down.
Oh, Joe.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard
Go.
line.
Throwing Nix. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
Almost set. Captain.
To throw is Nix. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, this from 34. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7.
So not the greatest of first halves for him, but a little ray of light here at the end. The late turnover becomes 3 points before the break.
Well, they certainly needed something positive to go their way. Maybe 3 points doesn't seem like a huge deal in the grand scheme of things, but at least it's something to build on as they head into the half.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just 1 snap of the football. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Hold on, son. Ready. Ready.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10.
Nick's going to keep this himself. Looking for Campbell downfield.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion.
Looking to throw. Nix. That is caught. Still going inside the 20.
And all the way home for the Broncos score.
R.J. Harvey.
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Broncos come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter.
That's why I never ask for help. I do it for you and do it for myself. I go 0 to 100 real quick. Real quick.
And now the offense is going to stay out there as the Broncos will go for 2.
The Broncos will line up for the 2-point conversion.
Kill.
And he is not going to get in there. He stopped short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is.
Panthers 7.
The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
On play action, Young. And the Broncos get there and take him down. They push him back 8 yards that time on second down.
They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
That's taken in. It's Xavier Leggett. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 19 there as the drive marches forward.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Out of the gun, it's Young. On the RPO, he'll keep it. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Nick Benito coming in there to record the sack.
And a play like that, with how far he had to go to make that sack, shows how athletic defensive ends have become in the NFL.
And not just athletic, this is coached in a big way. Run to the football at all times. How about him never giving up on it and pursuing all the way across the field?
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback and giving him a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Looking to throw, Young. This will be caught by Brown. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first.
Red, cycle. Ready.
Young to throw on 4th.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. A big pickup there, 20 yards as they convert on 4th.
So after the conversion on 4th, here's 1st and 10 just outside of the red zone.
Let's go. White, yellow, 43. Ready.
Here is Young. Now he's going to step up and run. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Partner just a second earlier, and they might have had it because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Rig alert, rig alert. Trap 60, trap 60. 70 Ranger, 70 Ranger.
Here's Willis.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Panthers are able to cut into that deficit. So a very important first drive of the third quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Harvey to start the drive. And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Campbell making the catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of your running game.
Brought down, but after we saw a flashy little move, stopped short of the 40. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. 9 yards that time.
That's good. We're off to Broncos. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's Bronco football, and they also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th.
Now, this offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Nick's going to tap this forward.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
From the 24 now, here's 2nd and a yard. Nick's going to give to Harvey.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 18 yards that time to push him up 1st and goal.
As I take a look at the clock, I realize that this drive has eaten up a good portion of the 4th quarter already. Got to tell you, partner, when you're trying to salt away a game, this is exactly what it's supposed to look like.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
On 1st down, back to Harvey.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
On goal-to-goal runs, when you create lost yardage plays, the only way that happens is either called pressure or what I like to call straight-ahead pursuit. A great read, and they get to the backfield and make the play.
And that was a big chunk of yardage lost. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Nix. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So an important one there as they widen their lead in this 4th quarter.
All right, partner, help me out with the math here. Make sure I am on point, because the way I see it, the other guys still need 2 touchdowns, but in addition, a 2-point conversion. So this is all about them playing perfect from here on out.
And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Let's go now. Blue, 36.
Throwing, Young. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. 2nd down and a yard.
Edo Blue. Come on, set. Red, step, cut.
To throw, Young. Now he's going to step up and run. And Young will slide to the ground safely as he picks up the 1st down as well. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, 1st down.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there, because to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
They go play action with Willis.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the 1st down.
Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
Looked like they were set up defensively in a zone coverage, but somehow they found a seam, because that receiver all alone. By rights, that should have been a touchdown, but somehow this ball's overthrown.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now.
Ready, steady.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long.
Go! Hey, Crash. Crash all 80. Mustang 19.
Now Willis.
And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag coming in. This could be a 1st down.
All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10.
Deputy! Deputy Lions! Warriors, 70! 7 Pirates! 7 Pirates! Trap 60! Trap 60!
Throwing, Willis.
Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
I certainly like what he did right there, because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
Looking middle, and he finds McMillan.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Here's first and 10.
Cut my team. Cut. Let's go now. Nice. 18 Cardinal. 18 Cardinal.
Here's Willis. Now he's going to step up and run.
And he wisely will throw that one away.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
Just over 50 seconds remain. Here's second and 10.
Let's go.
Now Willis.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here.
And this feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big third down. Willis to throw.
And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. Okay, so they got the score. Do you go for one here and save the possible two-point conversion for later?
I think you do, because if you go for 2 here and you don't get it, that's deflation.
Yeah.
Now you wonder why you're even going for it. Take the easy one now and come back and try and get it later.
So a big play coming for the Panthers. They'll go for 2.
The Panthers will line up for the
Black.
two-point
95.
conversion.
Ready? Go. Green jacket. Ready?
Young.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga.
It's a foot race. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way.
Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point, as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got one in the catch.
Second down and a little more than a yard here.
Brings up second and 1.
Oh, I said.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he is going to have the Broncos first. And